The Energy Companies Obligation (ECO) requires energy companies to assist in the installation of energy efficiency measures in Great Britain to low-income and vulnerable households or those living in hard-to-treat HTT properties. Under the ECO scheme, energy companies can spend up to a maximum of 50% of their full obligation on funding domestic energy efficiency measures for eligible households. The ECO Flexible Eligibility Statement of Intent, commonly known as the ECO Flex Statement of Intent, has the assessment criteria that identifies if a household is eligible to receive a local authority declaration to support the application for ECO fundings. So let's take a look at what Bristol is doing in this aspect. The ECO Flex Statement of Intent reaffirms Bristol City Council's commitment to: Number 1, reduce the number of households in fuel poverty in Bristol. Number 2, improve the efficiency of energy of residential properties in the most cost-effective way. And number 3, maximize efficiency savings. This is part of a city-wide approach to support vulnerable low-income and fuel-poor citizens. Bristol residents need to apply for ECO Flex through the Home Energy Team at the Centre for Sustainable Energy, CSE. The Home Energy Team provides impartial energy advice to residents of Bristol and will check ECO Flex eligibility. If you are an installer or managing agent and you want to process ECO Flex declarations, then you will need to contact the Centre for Sustainable Energy and sign their Code of Conduct. The Centre will process the applications in line with the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategies guidance. Contact the household to check their eligibility and prepare the declarations for sign-off. The information will be passed to their ECO suppliers according to the ECO application process. Let's take a look at the Statement of Intent for ECO4 and Great British Insulation Scheme, which was published in November 2023. The document sets out Bristol City Council's flexible eligibility criteria for the Energy Companies Obligation ECO4 and Great British Insulation Scheme, which run until March 2026. The flexible approach for local authorities, LAs, to identifying fuel-poor and vulnerable households who may benefit from heating and energy-saving measures is referred to as ECO4 Flex and Great British Insulation Scheme Flex. There are 4 different available routes for the household to apply. Route 1, owner-occupied and private rented sector households with a gross annual income less than £31,000. This cap applies irrespective of the property size, composition, or region. Route 2, owner-occupied and private rented sector households that meet a combination of 2 of the following proxies. Proxy 1. Homes in England in lower layer super output area 1 to 3 LSOA, or homes in Welsh provision LSOA 1 to 3 on the Welsh Index of Multiple Deprivation 2019, or homes in Scotland in Data Zone 1 to 3 on the Scottish Index of Multiple Deprivation 2020. Proxy 2. A person living at the premises is entitled to a council tax reduction on the grounds of low income. Proxy 3. A person living at the premises is considered to be vulnerable to the code under the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence (NICE) Guidance NG6 Recommendation 2 for a reason other than their low income. Proxy 4. A child living at the premises is eligible for free school meals due to low income. Proxy 5. A person living at the premises is supported by a scheme established by the LA or DA that is named and described within their statement of intent and established to support people living on a low income and considered vulnerable to the code under the NICE Guidelines NG6. Proxy 6. A household referred to the LA for support by the energy suppliers or Citizens Advice or Citizen Advice Scotland because they have been identified as struggling to pay their electricity and/or gas bills. Proxy 7. Proxy 7 is for supplier-owned debt data and is listed here for information only. Households identified through energy supplier debt data. This route enables obligated suppliers to use their own debt data to identify either non-prepayment meters households non-PPM or prepayment meter households PPMs. Number 1. Non-PPM customers. These are customers who have been in debt for more than 13 weeks, ending with the day on which the declaration is made, and are in a debt repayment plan with their energy suppliers or repaying their fuel debt through third-party deductions. Number 2. PPM customers. Suppliers may also identify PPM households who have either self-disconnected or received supplier discretionary friendly credit within the last 13 weeks, ending with the day on which the declaration is made, or are in a debt repayment plan with the energy suppliers, or repaying their fuel debt through third-party deductions. Next, we take a look at Route 3. Owner-occupied and private rented sector households that have been identified by either a person registered in the General Practitioner Register, a Scottish Health Board, a Welsh Health Board, an NHS Foundation Trust, or an NHS Trust as vulnerable with an occupant whose health conditions may be adversely affected by living in a co-home. These health conditions must be cardiovascular, respiratory, immunosuppressed, or limited mobility related. Route 4 applicable to ECO 4 flats only. Owner-occupied and private rented sector households that are referred under Route 4. Bespoke targeting. Suppliers and LAs can submit an application to the Department for Energy Security and Net Zero where they have identified new methods to identify low-income and vulnerable households. Applications need to demonstrate a number of factors, including that the proposed methodology is more effective at identifying households in fuel poverty than the criterion offered under Route 1 and 2.